Hi, everybody. You are welcome to Green Educational Consult. This is our first live session for the week, and we are excited to educate you on our services and also on your study abroad goals.
Great.
So, I have our founder here, Mr. Blessing Atakli, and myself, Victoria Ment. We'll be taking you through some of the frequently asked questions that we get about choosing a specific program for your study abroad, and also if that program would help you ace your visa interview, or if that program will help you get the admission that you are craving for. So without wasting much time, I'll have Mr. Blessing introduce himself, and then we'll jump straight in the frequently asked questions that I get about
Great.
study abroad.
Great. Thank you, Marcia. So I'm Blessing, and I'm the founder of Green Education Consult. So today we want to give you some tips on the applications, and we'll be starting. So feel free to ask questions as we go along with the whole live session. Yeah.
Okay, so our first question will be that um, why is it critical to select the right program, and how would it help your admission, status, and also your visa interview?
Yeah. This is a very very important question. So I'll take it from like step by step. So as you are
Yeah.
deciding to apply for your program to study abroad, this is a very huge step. And then if you don't plan well, you come into the country, you'll be stranded. So if you are choosing a program, you want to choose a program that aligns with your goal, and also not just by um, choosing any program at all. You want to choose a program that can give you job. That's the main thing. It depends on your goals. If your goal is to let's say come to Canada or US and finish school and return to your country, then with that one you can choose any program that you want. But if you have a goal of probably staying for some years, maybe you want to finish school, stay up to 3 or 5 years and work in the US or Canada, any other country, you want to choose a program based on the job and also visa situation. Okay, so we have issue whereby some students choose a program like, let's say, public administration. So these programs are not unique programs in the US. So we usually advise students to choose programs that are STEM based, in a sense that these are programs that you can easily get work visa after school. But if you choose any program at all, it means that your career is going to be suffering, and also you cannot get visa after school. So these are some of the things that we advise students to choose right programs. You don't just apply because this school is giving free application waiver and all those things. You just choose any program. You come in, and after school, you cannot find a job. If you can't find a job, it means you can't get visa, and you are going to stay illegal. If you stay illegally, you'll be deported. So you don't want to spoil your record. You want to make sure that you do your research very well, know what program I should do, and so that you can, after school, you can get a job. So this is one of the advice that we give to students during our consultation sessions.
Yeah, so basically, you are saying that choosing the right program and being strategic about it helps you not only throughout your um, study on campus, but also after your study when you are trying to get a visa post
Yeah.
graduation, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so
Exactly.
much for that. Our next question will be about some of the common mistakes that students make when they are choosing their programs of study. You've touched on a few of them in your previous response,
Mm.
but since we've been relating with students a lot, helping them with their study abroad goals, I believe there are so many mistakes that we have
Yeah.
encountered through working with these students, and I'd like you to share with our audience some of them so
Yeah.
we do not repeat those mistakes.
Yeah. Great. So I'll ask before I come to that questions. And when you come to us, we look at we don't just look at admission alone, but we also look at visa as well. After getting admission, the next thing you have to fight for is your visa. So when we are going to give advice to you, and if you, let's suppose we do, let's say, accounting, and you want to go and do, let's say, public health. So we find people, the school can give admission to you, all right, but if you are going for your visa, this is going to be very very huge challenge for you, because The visa officer thinks that accounting and public health does not have any correlation. So how will you justify this? So we don't just look at admission alone, but we also look at after admission, you have to go for your visa. And also after school, you also have to find a job. So we take all this into consideration. So we find students just applying to program because they feel like, oh, this school is giving application fee waiver. So people choose program based on those application issues. And then after application, you've got admission, then you finish school and you can't find a job. So it become like useless. So we look at various factors and to give you suggestions. So sometimes students choose programs or something that, okay, when I was doing my undergrad, I'm not doing well in this program, so I don't want to focus on that area again. Well, that is fair because while you can choose an area that is closer to your program, but not to totally divert from your field. Because if you move away from your field, it can also have visa denial. That's one thing that you don't want to fall for. So most students choose program because of application fee. I've seen a lot of people choosing program based on application fee waiver. If it's about funding, if you do business program, for example, it's quite difficult to get funding for such programs. So if you want to do a program that aligns with the job prospects, and then we will have to give you advice, the funding that's available, and also on the visa issue. So in general, people choose a program based on application fee. So they move from it away from their area and choose any other program that's available, or they feel like this school have lower GPA requirements, so they just move and apply. And so some of them finish school and they cannot able to find jobs. We have people with that such situation here.
All right, Blessing, thank you so much. With all of these concerns, are there any specific group of programs that tend to have higher admission rates and also higher visa, successes?
Great. Yeah. So for the programs, we first have to look at your GPA. If you're applying to school, you cannot have like 2.5 and you want to apply to Stanford. That's a big no. I mean, it will take a miracle for you to get admission because a lot of people having 4.4 are also applying. So to apply to those programs, first we have to look at your GPA. GPA counts when it comes. That's your measurement. So if you have 3.0 and above, then it means we've met the school requirements. And departments also have their requirements. So if you are choosing those programs, STEM programs are very high. They are highly recommended here in the US and any other country you are going to, because that's the area you can easily find a job. Because we're in a tech area now, so we are looking at the science, the technology, mathematics, engineering program, which finance, accounting are also considered to be STEM program. It depending on the school. So like data science, cybersecurity, engineering program, public health, biomedical engineering, computer engineering. These are programs that are seen to have high job prospects here and also have visa approval as well. So if you are moving into the social sciences, you can get admission all right, but that, like I said beginning, job is the main thing that you are looking at. It means you can't get it. So STEM programs are highly recommended. If your undergrad is not in STEM program, sometimes we can ask you to go and take some courses on Coursera or Udemy so that you can have some skills. You can put that on your CV that I've taken this course online and I want to move away from, let's say, public admin to, let's say, public health or to data science. Then it means that you have taken some course on Coursera that you can use that to show that you have some foundation knowledge about the course that you're going to do. So if you don't know coding, you can go and learn R, Python on Coursera and put that on your CV. That can give a high chance for admission. So sometimes we give this advice to students to choose those STEM programs. In case you are not from STEM and you want to move to STEM, you can use this strategies to make sure that you can get admission easily.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes.
So, since we are talking about school applications and visa processes, it would be ideal to mention some of the key documents or the key, systems that students need to put in place before they start their school applications. So, if you
Yeah.
can help us, what are some of the documents that we need to um, put in place and refine so that we can start our school applications?
Yes. So I will answer this question taking to consider three type of students. So there are one student who is have a good GPA. Let's say is going to the same field. Let's say you are from computer engineering and you are going to your masters in the same field again. It means that you are set and your GPA is fine. It means now we are in June now. You should start working on your CV. Your CV has to be highly standard, not any kind of CV at all, because you're going to compete with students from all over the world. So your CV has to be highly standard. You have to take time and start now, and also your application essay, like personal statements. You cannot use AI to write them, because if you use AI, definitely the schools will get to know. So you want to start drafting it now, draft every day, think about what you want to do research about the school, the program you're going to apply to, and your research area, and look at some faculties, and then you start to draft your essay. You write, refine, you write, refine. Your essay have to be highly standard. So now, this is the best time to start working on your essay. And of course, you need your transcripts. If you are yet to graduate from school, then you can use your up to your level 3 and then transcript to apply for admission now. And if you just finish school, start to work with your school and get your transcript ready. You don't need your certificate to apply for admission now. So those are documents that you need now. If you are going to write GRA, then this is the best time for you to write the GRA now. If you are from Ghana and English speaking country, you don't need IELTS, so you can put that to the side. So the key document now before admission starts is your CV and your personal statements. So start to work on this and write. Make this is what will make your admission successful. Without a proper CV and essay, your admission is going to be denied.
All right. So going
Yeah.
back to the essays
Mm.
for our personal statements and also the statement of purpose, how do
Yeah.
we craft it to be compelling that the
Mm.
admission officers can never reject
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
admissions?
Yeah. Yeah. Before I come to that, I forgot to answer the first question about the document. So I answered for students who have good GPA and
Yeah.
superior. So then let's say the student who don't have good GPA. So for example, your GPA is, let's say, 2.8, and you want to apply to, let's say, computer science. So because your GPA is not strong, you want to have extra skills. So it means that, like I said, you can go and take some courses on Coursera
Yeah.
and learn more coding, C++, go and learn your Python, go and learn your other languages, put that on your
Mm.
CV. And if you have somebody who is doing research work, you can also make sure that you have some project work. You work on your projects, refine it, or get a friend who is going to publish, and you also join a team to publish have a paper. Because your GPA is not good, it means that you have to work on other these areas to get your document set. And also you can also do transcript evaluation. So evaluation with WES, when you do it, we have somebody who have 2.0, and we did evaluation. The person moved from 2.0 to 2.8. So this is one way that you can do to increase your GPA. And so if you fall into that category, we advise you to
Mm.
take some extra courses on online just to build your CV. And to craft your statement of purpose or
SOP.
personal
Yeah.
statements, these very, very important documents. So the admission officers are reading a lot of students' essays. So if they read your own, they are going to read another person's own too. So you want to write a story that's unique about you. Okay, you don't just start by I'm applying to computer science program and those things. That is not unique. So you have to create a story. You can start by a question mark, or mostly story based SOP is what's actually keep that is the officer can keep in his mind. So, for example, let's say you are a nurse, okay, and during your working time, you come across a pregnant woman on the roadside who is about to give birth, and you've assisted her. So you can create that story that you want to do your masters or some other program, let's say food and nutrition or midwifery. You want to do your masters in that program. It means that based on your experience, that has forced you to go and do that program. Or let's say during the COVID time, and you were, let's say, a public health professional, okay, and you were involved in this whole you've helped your community by giving vaccine and all those things.
Yeah.
So you can use that as a story to write your essay. So in that way, when somebody read your essay, the person keeps in mind. But when you write in the generic way, it's usual way of just essay. So the the admission officer may not keep in mind, but when you write a story about your personal experience, you write that essay, they're able to keep it. So your introduction is what captured attention. If they read the first three lines and it is not strong, admission, so the person will force to go down because they cannot
Yeah.
read everything. So the introduction will make him to read more. So introduction is what you have to start with some story. Then you now draft it down to why you've chosen this program based on that. So the intro should connect to the main body. So if the intro doesn't connect to the main body, they'll just throw your audition away. So we've seen a lot of students have good GPA, but they cannot get admission because the ACS is not strong. So when you come to us, we're able to assist you draft your intro to connect with the body. That's why you've chosen this program and faculties that you're going to work with and your future goals. Okay, so you have to connect that, and then you can now show knowledge of the program that you're going to apply
Yeah.
to. So you have to demonstrate your knowledge level. Use some terms that are if it's chemistry, you have to mention some of those key, how you intend to use those in your research work. When you connect this way, your admission is going to be approved. And then
Yes.
your
And
conclusion have to connect this back to your intro and just address your body again. And then that does it.
so that's it for the SOP and the other statements that you need to
Yeah.
write when you are preparing your documents
Good.
for admission. And we understand that this is quite difficult to write, especially when you are starting everything afresh.
Yes.
And that's why Green Educational Consult is here to guide you throughout the entire process. All you
Yeah.
need to do, just go to our various social media pages and book a free appointment with us. We'll guide you through the entire process.
Yeah.
So I'll move on to my very last question. Last question is that what kind of support should students look for during this process?
Yeah. So the support you need is you first the program to apply it for. If you don't choose the right program, it means that you will not be able to get admission because sometimes they look at your various grades on your transcripts, and you first have to look at the school as well, the school you are going to apply to, what is their GPA requirements. And you cannot apply to, let's say you are going to apply to, let's say, Stanford University, and you have like 2.0, 2.5, 2.9, sometimes 3.0 is also a bit low, and you have no research experience and you want to apply to PhD program, and unfortunately your admission might not be approved. So if you want to apply, we look at the program that you're going to apply for. We assess your application documents, make sure that your grades match with the program you're going to apply to, and your CV is very, very important. So your CV have to contain your program that you did, your research experience, and if you have taken some kind of roles in your school, like a leadership position, we also include that in your CV. Talk about your skills, if you know how to code, if you're going to apply to IT programs, your skills in coding have to be high. So we look at all those things and we advise students on what program to do.
Hello,
So the
Blessing.
first thing
Can you hear
is,
me?
yes, I can hear you. Yes. Yes. So we look at the program that you're going to apply to and I advise you. So when we advise you on the
Hello?
program to apply, yes, can you hear me now? Can you? Hmm.
Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear. I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So please, did you get the last question?
Yes, I think you went off, so maybe I have to take it again. So the
Yeah.
question you
But
were
were you able
asking
to answer the
is,
last question?
yes, I did.
Okay, then
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah,
That's okay.
yeah,
I'm sure our
yeah.
audience got it right.
Yes. So let me just summarize, just in a
Yeah.
conclusion way. So when you like you said, if you are going to apply to the programs, and you have to look at first, what's my main goal of traveling? Okay, if your goal is to go probably stay for some years and work, that means that you have to choose the right program. If you are if you don't choose the right program, it means that after school, after graduation, you may not be able to get a visa that supports your program. So, for example, a STEM program, it means you have access to a visa program like OPT. Okay, so after school, you can work on OPT, you can get 2 to 3 years visa. Then after that year, you can also move to now apply for H-1B visa in the US. If it's Canada, then you can apply for postgraduate work permits. So the program that you choose for will also determine kind of job you can also get after school. So we advise students to choose the right program by going by STEM. If you, like I said, maybe if you do your master's and you want to go do your PhD, then you can move to any social science programs. But if you want to stop at master's level and apply for a job, then we advise that you choose a STEM program that can easily give you job after school. So this the route that you have to follow. So for the visa process, it's how it would also depend on the program that you are going to do in the US or Canada or any other country. So we advise you to not just apply to any program just because the schools are giving application waiver. You want to choose a program that aligns with your goal and also look at the job prospects that you'll be getting after graduation. So choose your program wisely and don't just go by application waiver and then you try to destroy your career. Application waiver is good, but make sure that you work very hard on your application fee and pay for other programs, not just by considering only schools that are going to give you application waiver. Some may give, you may apply and get admission but no funding. So we advise that you check the school websites and see if the program you're going to apply for have funding. Sometimes the school will state these programs are not considered for funding. Some are considered. So if you are going for a business program and you are going for, let's say, MBA, MBA usually don't have full funding. They give like partial scholarship. So if you are going for that program, definitely you cannot get full scholarship. And if you cannot afford it, then you need to do more research. If your grade is good, then we'll ask you to write GRA and go to the PhD level program. If you apply for a PhD program, it means that you can get a full funding. But if it's masters, sometimes you get partial scholarships. So those of you who have good GPA like 3.5, 3.67 up to 4.0, you can move from your undergrad straight to PhD level. It means that if your GPA is good and maybe if you have GRA, you can move from undergrad and apply to a PhD program because for the PhD, you can be considered for a full scholarship. So if you want to book time with us just to have conversation, we can able to look at your transcript and look at your grades and ask you a few questions about what you want to do, what's your goal, do you want to come and finish school and work for some time, or you want to finish school and return to your country. So based on your answers, we'll give you our advice to you. So we have a free session whereby you can book an appointment for 30 minutes with us and we'll be able to give you coaching and advise you on what to do so that you don't just do any program and get stranded in the US. So thanks for joining our live session. Our sessions are usually on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So keep following our page. We'll be having a mega webinar for all students globally so that you're able to join and ask more questions via Zoom and on our YouTube. So follow our YouTube channel, go to our Facebook, follow our page on Instagram, X, and LinkedIn. Thanks for joining today's session.